The Biden administration is reportedly considering issuing preemptive pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci, Senator-elect Adam Schiff, D-Caliph, and former Representative Liz Cheney, RYO. White House counsel Ed Siskel is leading discussions with senior Biden aides, including Chief of Staff Jeff Zients, about the potential pardons. According to Politico, which cited senior Democrats familiar with the situation, these deliberations are ongoing. Although President Biden has not been directly involved in the talks, recently, President Biden granted a broad pardon to his son, Hunter, covering crimes or potential crimes from the past 11 years. However, Politico reports that Biden has not yet weighed in on the decision regarding the potential pardons for Fauci, Schiff, or Cheney. The discussions have raised questions about whether they would even accept such pardons, as doing so could imply guilt and fuel criticisms from President-elect Trump's team. Schiff, when asked about the idea, told Politico, "I would advise the president against it. It would come across as defensive and unwarranted." AI Broadcast reached out to the White House for comment, but has not yet received a response. The talks are reportedly fueled by concerns over potential investigations or indictments under the new administration, especially following Trump's nomination of Kash Patel as the next FBI director. This nomination has heightened fears that investigations might target those who opposed Trump during his presidency. Representative Brendan Boyle D-Paw, who hosted Biden in battleground Pennsylvania before the election, called for blanket pardons after Patel's nomination was announced. Boyle argued that Trump's focus on personal retribution rather than the rule of law was evident in Patel's appointment. Patel has publicly listed individuals he and Trump intend to investigate and prosecute, Boyle said, emphasizing that law enforcement officers, military personnel, and other public servants could be at risk of political retribution. Boyle urged President Biden to issue a blanket pardon to protect those unjustly targeted. Senator Ed Markey, D-Mass, also expressed support for preemptive pardons, drawing a comparison to former President Gerald Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon. Markey suggested that if Trump's intentions became clear by January 19th, President Biden should consider granting preemptive pardons to prevent further political fallout. Both Schiff and Cheney played key roles in the January 6th Select Committee investigation into the U.S. Capitol riot, which may further influence the discussions surrounding the pardons. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, has found himself under renewed scrutiny following the release of a 500-page report by the House Subcommittee investigating the U.S. government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The report suggests that COVID-19 likely originated from a lab in Wuhan, China, and criticizes Fauci for his dismissal of the lab leak theory in 2020. It also claims that Fauci misled the public during his testimony to Senator Rand Paul, R-Chi, regarding the funding of gain-of-function research at coronavirus labs. The report specifically challenges Fauci's testimony about the 6-foot social distancing rule, which he admitted sort of just appeared and lacked solid scientific backing. He faced scrutiny over the studies reviewed by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention before implementing the policy. Additionally, Fauci provided vague responses when questioned about the scientific rationale for mask mandates in K-12 public schools. These revelations have only added to the controversy surrounding his handling of the pandemic response.